Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab. Well, I do what I do for you in the wee hours of the morning. I think it's 2:20. Let's go. Right, isn't 25 really live by. Storytelling. Story with a message and story for life. These are life lessons, and I'm giving them as you receive them. I appreciate you tuning in to receive them. I'm gonna keep giving it to you because I got a bunch for you. Let's go. Rightism. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment by showing you how it's done. That's the first thing. Right thinking is way of life, which will I live, through mental and spiritual discipline, which I apply daily, will what help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka to know thyself. That's what I want you to do. That's my mission. Yours is to learn it, live it, and become it, aka know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I teach them. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. I got you. Stay tuned. A person who knows not and believe that they know, you know how I feel about them. Dangerous. Avoid them. I do. I ain't going there. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. My job is to awaken them. Why? I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I wake you up with knowledge of self. That's my job. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Balancing your life is what keeps everything right. Trust me on that one. I live it. I practice it. That's why I teach it and profess it. Let's go. Right thinkers, let's talk about my right thinking philosophy has divine principles that I live by. I say I use my spiritual discipline, meaning I answer to a higher self. When I was a kid, that guy back there, that was my higher self. I didn't worry about the police. I wasn't worried about none. I worried about that guy. Why? Because he had total control. That's what my built-in fear. As a parent, a healthy dose of fear is good. Why? Because we God-fearing men. We don't fear God. We just feel the wrath of God. As a parent, I want you to feel fear my wrath. My daughters never touched them, but they fear the wrath. That's what I'm talking about. Healthy dose of fear. Let's go. Right thinking philosophy is practicing divine principles that you learn and you live by them when daily, because that's how you master yourself with daily practice of doing the right thing. Over a period of time, it becomes habit forming and you get good at it like your boy. Now, if you perfect, here we go. Nobody perfect. No, but you have principles and morals that guide you, that you can perfect yourself by doing that. I'll follow 42 confessions in my eye that perfect my personality and my ability to do what? The right thing. When? All the time. Human beings, we're going to make mistakes, but consciously, I'm doing the right thing. I'm not going to do the wrong thing knowingly. Some days is over. That's the change. Okay, here you go. Now, mastery, self-mastery yourself, or master yourself, excuse me, comes from what? Again, daily practice of what? My right thinking philosophies. And that you will be doing that, you will become what? God conscious, aka knowledge of self. God consciousness is what? Knowing thyself and living right, aka Maya, when? Daily. You can't be God conscious today and then be ignorant tomorrow. It don't work that way. See? So it's a process that once you go through the process, you understand the process, and that's how it's done. I'm God conscious. That's why I do what I do. Try to enlighten you to do the same. I want you to become God conscious. That's the whole goal of right thinking philosophy, is to teach others how to be themselves, become God conscious, knowing themselves. That's my goal. Next one is divine principles or God laws. They don't change, but guess what? If you follow them, you will. You have to have a change of heart. If your heart haven't been changed, you're not going to change. Well, I stopped drinking. Okay, 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever. But if you go back and start drinking, you didn't stop. You just mellowed out for a minute. That ain't stopping. I'm not going back to do the things I used to do. Not tomorrow, not next week. No, I'm not doing it. That's the change that you have to have when you say this is it. And we all been there. If you had a drug habit, you done something stupid. If you get me out of this one, Lord, I swear to God, I won't do it no more. Just to do what? Put yourself right back in that position. And Lord, just sit back and laugh. He know your heart. He know you ain't ready. That's why when it changes, you change. That's how you change. I follow my divine spiritual principles of right thinking philosophy, and I can get others to do the same thing, and they're benefiting from it. I love that. That's what makes it worthwhile. Divine principles are what? God laws that what? Don't change, aka universal laws. I just gave a lesson about the 7 universal laws. There's more, but those are ones that stand out that you have to live by them. They don't live by you. We're the only generation of people that's trying to beat nature. Our ancients acquiesced to nature, fell in love with nature, learned nature, and lived within nature. And it was a harmonious thing. They didn't worry about pollution. They didn't worry about the ozone layer. They didn't worry about global warming. None of that stuff. Why? Because they took care of Mother Nature, and she took care of them. When you do wrong, you're going to have to be punished, even when it comes to nature. Why? She's pretty much human too. Okay? If you don't know that, then check the brother out. Here you go. If you're spiritual disciplined, you are what? A right thinker, like myself. It takes spiritual discipline to keep yourself in control on a day-to-day basis. If you're practicing being a Christian, you practice Christian tenets every day. You're a Muslim, you practice Islamic tenets every day. Jews, the same thing. So if you practice what you profess, then at least you're on the right track. But if you're not practicing what you profess, you're on the wrong track, and everybody knows that. That's why I gave the Pinocchio theory, to point those people out to you. Because you have a title, because you have a position, that don't make you a good person. It's how you treat the people who under your regime or your rule or your tutelage. That's what's real. Showing them who you are, what kind of person you are. They're going to see the phoniness. They're going to see the hypocrisy. So my whole point is that be real about what you're doing, whatever it is. That's the whole point. I'm real about mine. Ain't no doubt about that. So be real about yours. I just happen to have mine. You can follow, but still be diligent. I've always been a diligent student to what I'm following and who I'm rolling with. I just make sure I put my twist on it to make it mine. That's how I own it. Okay, right thinking. Let's go. Where am I at? I lost my place. Okay, I changed my life with what? The use of my divine principles, aka I lived Maya and called it right thinking philosophy. I manifested a concept that was already there. I just shaped it, wrote it into my way, and presented it to you. Why? Because it makes it simple. I can show you how to do it without going through all the other stuff. Why? Everybody may not want to go through the whole process. I'm just shortening the process up, getting you there a little quicker so you can take the reins and do what you need to do for yourself with knowledge of self. Then you can take it and run with it. Divine principles don't change. Again, like I told you, but if you use them, you perfect them, they will change you. Your life will change. Living proof. My boy said yesterday, look at me. If you don't believe in Christ, look at what he did for me. And I tell anybody that, brother, if Christ got you out of what you was doing, you push Christ. I can tell you, I told my pastor, I didn't get here through the Bible thumping. I got here through practicing my ancient Egyptian concepts and living them and manifesting them for myself. So I know better than anybody what works for me as far as what I'm presenting to you. I'm not saying he said. I'm telling you, I did. That's what confessing my said. I have not. Okay, not these. No, don't know. We answer for yourself. When you're talking to your higher self, you have to answer for yourself. He already knows your heart. Spiritual disciplines, spiritual principles, aka divine spiritual disciplines, are to be lived, learned, and lived. They're there for a reason. I call what I do my spiritual disciplines, and if you master them, You're a right thinker. Why? Because now you have control over yourself. Right thinking means I control me with what? The right thought process, the right actions, the right knowledge. That's the difference. I teach you and I show you what? Knowledge, how it's used of spiritual truths that I live by. You will be a different person when you become spiritually disciplined. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guarantee that. And see, I'm starting to hear how the Christians see or view me. I have a problem with that. So I can tell you, right thinking, spiritual truths, you will prosper. Why? Because you're doing what everybody else is doing, following something. Yours is just from the higher spirit, not a dogma called religion. Okay? Right thinking is what? Learning spiritual truths. Spiritual truths are truths that's been hidden and will be hidden until you what? Learn them. You practice them and then you manifest them. Hence, spiritual truths. They're not lies. They're not dogma. When you learn the truth for yourself by what? Living them. You experience God on your terms by what? Living right, doing right, and that's how it's done. If you experience God because you done messed up and you got nothing else, and he rewards you, he still deal with you. That's because he don't care what you do, right, wrong, or indifferent. When you decide to come to him, he's there. No matter what you do, you can't get around him. So understand that. Okay, you can act a fool, wild out, deny him, but eventually every head will bow, every knee will bend, and every tongue will confess. That's what they say. I got a problem with that. I understand it. I'm not fighting it. Okay, so do you enjoy it? All right, right thinking philosophy teaches you the spiritual laws that have been in place for thousands of years. I don't make my stuff up. I just follow what was laid out before me. They gave us the blueprint. They gave us everything we need to do. Some of us follow, some of us don't. But that's because he gave us free will. So he already know they're gonna be them. It's gonna be them. So trust me, it's your choice. Divine principles are right thinking philosophy principles. That's why I govern myself by. It's also considered to be God knowledge. Again, right thinkers, we have a change of heart and mind. We have to change our heart and mind in order to change ourselves. Again, if this ain't in line with this, if this wants to do something and this don't want to do it, you're out of balance. Balance is being on the same accord. One. See the arc behind me? That's showing you balance. Male at the bottom, female woman at the top, offspring on the side. That's symbology. That's showing you something without putting words to it. You can look at it and I can see that in that symbol. Why? Because I know what it means. I know the hidden meaning. You just see a cross and the key of life. Why they call it the key of life? Sorry about that. I'm gonna do a lesson on I can break it down for you. You understand on that too. Again, having knowledge of things gives you the right and the privilege to expound on them and teach them. I don't preach, I teach. Two different ways. I can't pray for you. I'm not trying to pray for you externally. I want to pray for you internally, and I do that on a regular basis. That's why I'm a prayer warrior. Let's go. Sorry about that. Hit that. Oh, dog, you got to get this thing over. All right, here we go. Wait a minute. All right, if you live by your spiritual disciplines, you're living what? Right and respectful. People will respect the way you carry yourself and conduct yourself, and they will see it the way they see it. They see me as being holy. I respect that. I don't see it, but again, right thinking philosophy teaches you the spiritual laws that have. Okay, did that. Sorry about that. Where am I? I'm down here. Okay, divine principle. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Here you go. Right thinkers do that. It took me 30 years. Well, I just say here, but I know it's 30. I won't say how many because I'm embarrassed, but I did get it together and I've been together ever since. So don't wait till you get old in life. That's why I teach my young people the truth. Why? I ain't trying to beat you over here with some nonsense. I'm just trying to give you the truth. Sometimes it tastes good, sometimes it don't, but it's the truth. You can always rely on it being that truth. That's what you can work with. Just give me the truth. I may not like it, may not, but if it's the truth, I can deal with it. Okay? If you be honest with me, we got no problem. I don't like dishonest people. All right? I see religious people living divine principles also. I have nothing but respect for them. Again, you beating up on Christians. No, I'm beating up on the phony Christian. And if you're one of them, I'm beating up on you. I don't care. Fight back. Get better. Okay, prove me wrong. I'm right in my assessment of you. I'm right in what I say about you. Okay, if the shoe fits Cinderella, enjoy it. Divine principles, watch this, is followed. If followed, is a way of life that will what? Raise your God consciousness. Trust me on that one. Pastors, ministers, reverends, doctors, they all claim to know divine principles, but they do not, aka live by them. So knowing them don't mean jack. Understand that. I'm so. I ain't going there. Break it down. Being good, being nice. Last one, I'm about to wrap it up. Again, practicing divine principles, aka right thinking philosophy, daily is what we represent as right thinkers. That's the first key, the first 101. That's right thinking 101. Okay? Practicing your divine disciplines when daily is part of my mission statement. Let's go. I wake up, I pray, I meditate when? Every day. I think I say, I forgot to get my prayer. I forgot to do my meditation. I don't do that. Why? That's part of what I do. Just like I said, I didn't brush my teeth this morning. I didn't wash my face. Why not? Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm serious about that. All right. Now, it changed my life. When I did this routine for the last few years, it's changed my life. And it will do the same for you if you implement it and follow it through. It works for everybody. It don't just work for me because I do it. If you do it, if I did 100 push-ups a day, you did 100 push-ups a day, we both can get the same results. Okay? Physically getting stronger. Mentally getting better. That's why I teach right thinking, so you can become better mentally, so that way you can be physically a better person. If you get good, aka, watch this, proficient at what? Living right thinking philosophy, you will have a life-changing experience. And that's that what I call but God moment. There's going to be some things that's going to happen to you. You're going to be like, really? If I do this, you going to do that? I've been doing it for the last 7 years. It worked. Trust me on that one. All right? Here you go. When I see my students changing with what? Practicing the right thinking philosophy, I just sit back like my old man used to do when I was doing my thing. Just smile and nod. That's what you want God to do. That's my good and faithful servant with him, or that's my son, whatever. But it's all this concepts that God is pleased with what you're doing. Be obedient to him, and you're good in his eyes. You'll get the smile and nod, okay? Where we at? Okay. Doing the right thing daily is what I do. You can do it too. Just do it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Just do it, please, because that's the only way it's going to work. Last one. If you practice being your best self, aka right thinkers, daily, you are what? A right thinker. Congratulations. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, and you'll see the difference in your own life. That's all that matters. What they think or see or feel don't mean nothing. It's all about you and your higher self. Trust me on that one. I'll be back.